We have a quorum.
There we go. Okay. Call to order. Okay, so we're going to start out with some introductions. My name is Ron Klipp. I guess I'm the chair of this organization, owner of the Hub Bicycle Company in Old Webster.
Sorry, go ahead. Joe, I'm going to go ahead and call out names because it's going to be easier than each person having to figure it out. So Joe, will you go next?
Joe Rath with Acme Printers.
Gary?
Gary Shaneberger, Webster Groves Garden Cafe.
Mickey?
Mickey Hansel with Farnsworth Group.
Mark?
Mark Hinkle, O&O Hospitality.
Which, for those that aren't familiar, includes?
Olive and Oak, Clover and the Bee, O&O Pizza, Perennial on Lockwood.
Thank you. Bill, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey everyone, Bill Newhouse, Shelter Insurance. I'm on Lockwood next to the Hub.
Okay. And then Eric, do you want to introduce yourself to the group?
Certainly. Thank you all. And thank you, Mara. Eric Peterson. I'm the new Assistant City Manager and Director of Finance and Administration, and I look forward to joining you. I understand that at times my predecessor interacted with your work and your activities, so I'll be looking at that and very much come with a background in my past experiences working in economic development. So very keen on the mission of business improvement districts on how we improve the sustainability and livelihood of our business interests here in Old Webster and across all of our taxing districts, and the work we do at the city and how it affects you all. So look forward to a positive and great partnership ahead as we talk about how to improve that business climate and the work the city does that partners with you all. Thank you.
We have one more member who just joined. Tim, do you want to introduce yourself?
Tim Delante from Zoe's Attic.
And so Ron, that takes care of everybody who's members and city. I know Jenny Starkey's going to try to get on after she drops off for school this morning. And so we'll see her a little bit later and we might do introductions again then. But I wanted you to be able to move forward for minutes and get on to our visitors, which is why Jenny's on.
Approval of the April minutes.
Move for their approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Okay. And visitors' comments. Any?
That's you, Jenny. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jenny Donaldson. I'm the new executive director at Webster Arts, which I guess I'm not so new now because I've been there since January, but I still have a lot of people to meet and a lot to learn about Webster Groves. So I'm assuming you're familiar with Webster Arts. Should I explain who we are?
We're pretty familiar, I think.
Okay. So I first of all wanted to thank you all. The business district supported our Paint Webster with the Artist Awards again this year. And I know you guys have been, you've always been supportive of our programming. So I wanted to thank you personally for that. And we appreciate your sponsorship. The Paint Webster's still on display at Old Orchard Gallery for now. We are typically based out of Eden, but Eden is closed still due to COVID. So we're trying to do some other programming out in the community. And one of the things I'm working on that you might hear more about later is a chalk festival where we would invite the community to, we give everybody a section of pavement for them to decorate and also bring in a professional artist. And we're looking at some locations in Old Webster, again, because Eden's closed right now. So I'd also just like to say, if you have any ideas or need some sort of artistic something with what you're doing, I'm certainly open to collaborating or working on projects with other people. So does anybody have any questions or?
And so Ron, I'll just add, so Jenny has turned in a special activities permit. Their thought is possibly doing the closed area with the chalk artist in front of the area by You Can Do. So this would be in August. She is in contact, trying to get in contact with the Novus building to get permission because technically that's not a city street. And so we would need to do that in terms of permission. And So usually that means if there's a new special activities permit, it has to go before all of you. See if there are any questions or concerns. If you guys are okay with it, I make sure to let Public Works and the police department know that you're okay with it, and then they'll make sure that the safety items are addressed.
And I have not heard back from the Novus group yet. So it's, maybe a possibility. I talked to You Can Do, and I was not able to get in touch with anybody at Kind or Leopard yet. I sent emails, and I have not heard back from them. So that's why I'm like, we're kind of planning, but there's still a lot of people to talk to. So
Sure. So this is basically just sidewalk chalk art on the street in front of that little alleyway type thing.
right, we were looking for a place, that people could walk by and kind of be out in the community. So yeah, different people in the community can sign up for a space. And then, like I said, a professional artist, I don't know if you've ever seen pictures on the internet, but they make some chalk that looks 3D. So it's like, it looks like you're like a fish is jumping out of the water, or you're sitting by a snake or falling in a hole. Like there's some like visual tricks they can do. So we were hoping to get a professional one. I'm also still working on that aspect. Raise the quality a little bit, but then yes, have something the community can also participate in.
When was this?
We're looking at August 7th. It's a Saturday, I think the first Saturday in August. And we're thinking the street would be closed. We would need to set up like at 8, maybe from 8 to 5. And we'd still leave a path like in the middle of the street for people to walk down. We were just hoping to maybe not have cars.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions or objections to this event? I'm all for it, of course. I think it's great.
We're not on that block, but we're right across the street, and we'd probably be open to discussing if, obviously the street wouldn't be closed, but if they wanted to extend the art onto the sidewalk in front of the 216 building.
Oh, okay.
Option to discuss as people are coming and going. And
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, our original idea was to have people, to ask business owners to do sections in front of their business. But as I kind of drove down Lockwood, I was concerned that we'd be blocking, walkways for people. So we kind of shifted our idea, because we thought we'd bring people to your business. But then if they don't have space to get in your business, it's not that helpful.
yeah, we'd potentially have a couple areas that wouldn't necessarily, depending on when the artist is there and how the process works, but certainly open to discuss.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
If the Novus thing falls through, you could maybe also consider looking like maybe just taking a parking spot out in front of somebody's business, which, one's parking spot's not going to be in the world for any business, I don't think, on a Saturday. So that could possibly work.
Okay. Thank you for the idea. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm hoping to hear from them soon.
Okay, so there's no objections here, Mara. We don't have to vote on this, right?
No, just that that's that verbal that you've talked about it, and that you didn't have any particular concerns to pass on to police or Public Works.
All good. Okay, thanks, Jenny.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I hope to work with you guys again.
Great, thanks.
Mara, I got a text from Stacy. She didn't get the link.
I'm here. I'm
emailed her
here.
my link.
You there?
I did.
Oh, here, hold on. I'll change her over to you, or I'll change your name.
Okay.
Mara, should
Yeah,
I
I'm
go ahead and
in.
leave the meeting?
You're good. Thanks, Jenny.
Okay.
Have a good
Okay.
week.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Stacy.
Oh, good. Okay, great. I'm in.
Hold on,
I
I'm
didn't-
changing your name so you're not a second Joe.
Oh, yeah.
I think Margaret's with us too. I think Margaret's here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Margaret
saw
joined
her.
us.
We might need to do introductions again. What do you think, Ron?
I think we just introduced Margaret and Stacy. I mean,
You're fine.
Yeah. Everybody else knows, we all know each other. We've been here forever.
All right, Stacy, I changed your name. You're no longer the second Joe.
Thank you.
So Stacy and Margaret, would you both want to introduce yourselves?
My name is Margaret Stevens. I'm with the Ozark Theater and at 103 East Lockwood. I don't know what else you need to know.
That's it. Thank you. Stacy? Stacy, do you want to introduce yourself?
You're muted, Stace.
Sorry. Yep, I'm Stacy Swiderska with Paisley Boutique in Old Webster, 233 West Lockwood.
Thanks, Stacy. So Stacy, I don't know if you can see, and Margaret, Eric Peterson, our new assistant city manager, is on. That's why we were doing introductions so that he could get to know everybody who's on. And we actually, are we a full house today?
We are.
Wow, absolutely everyone. All right, Ron, you're good to go.
Okay. All right. So old business. Joe, do you want to talk about the street dance?
The street dance is a go, I believe. The band is in. Mara still has to give me her final stamp of approval, but other than that, we're going. Fran is going to reach out to a couple of the old food trucks from Old Orchard, because that will be mainly our food vendors this year.
Okay. And the date again, Joe, is the
June 19th. We'll have Ticket to the Beatles, and then Baker will also be doing some James Taylor in the early part of the evening.
Okay.
And then for the Jazz and Blues Festival, again, that's a go at this point. That's on September 18th. We will be announcing the lineup in the next couple of weeks. And everything is, well, we're just now really starting to go full speed ahead on that with the stuff that we got from the county last week. We see no issues at this time. So that's, I guess, my report on that.
Okay, awesome. It's all good news. So Joe, last year was like it was an anniversary, right? That we didn't do?
It was supposed to be the 20th year.
Okay.
We are not going to do anything extra special. We're not going to do the second night or anything. We're still a little bit leery as to doing it and trying to get sponsorships and such to pay for it all. So we're just going to go just as we have done in the past, Saturday from noon to around 11 p.m. Still the 2 stages. And that's mainly it as far as the jazz. Going back to the street dance, I do need volunteers for that. And if anybody knows where I could borrow a golf cart for the day, I'd really appreciate it. I'm getting too old to be on my feet for that long if I can avoid it.
You're not that old, Joe.
Joe, I think you can rent one for sure, but obviously I'll check around for you, but I know you can rent one.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to be cheap because we're already going to go over budget.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Any questions for about the street dance or the blues festival? Anyone? All right. New business budget update.
So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. This is always the month. This month and next month are usually when we do a quick update, show you where you all are, because it gets a little bit closer to understanding what you're going to be bringing in for the year. So it's a reminder for pretty much all of you have seen this spreadsheet that we always work with every year. Just as a quick reminder, off to the side is the revenue that you guys have all taken in each year. Normally, we've been in the 70,000 range. The last couple of years, you've had an additional financial taxes from banks that have come in, which gave you a lot of a bump many years in a row. And last year, you had another one of those bumps, which put you up at over 100,000 in revenue, which is way more than you usually get, which is probably a good thing because so far this year we're trailing pretty far behind. I say far behind. We had projected, again, because your numbers have been so high, we projected a little bit higher. You're coming in at about 71,000, which kind of puts you back to what you used to be a few years back, which of course, that amount coming in, you had planned ahead for this year to spend a little more, knowing that you had that additional financial amount that had come in past years. I did a quick accounting of expenses to date. I found an error that I need to have finance department fix over in your parking lot rental for the church parking lot. It looks like the full amount was accidentally taken out. It just needs to be redistributed back to the city. Just as a reminder, you do like it's not a perfect 50-50, but you pay about $1,000, just under $1,100 a month for the shared use of the parking lot for the church for your free employee parking lot. So I do need to get that fixed and put back over. You should be coming in right at your amount for your parking lot for the year. Your advertising, which you guys all know, is way down due to the fact that you really haven't had a lot of events going on and things that you've been doing. But you did do quite a few things to try to make up for with some of your fall events with the trade association. So everything else, pretty much, we usually just kind of see where you are in case you were going over in any particular area or category. In terms of operational equipment, which is where your light projects come out of, I do need to still get, and Joe let me know, your lights are out again on your building. Obviously Stripe and pretty much every company right now is just completely booked. I'm trying to get them to come out and try to figure out again why your lights aren't working. I'm also need to, they had already gone out. Mark, I know they'd gone out and had scoped out your building and they hadn't scheduled a time for them to do it. Were you there when they went to scope it out?
No, I haven't heard anything from them.
Okay, I'll continue to check with them. They were needing to give me a new bid just because of, I think, the combination, because you've got the solar panels on the roof, right?
Yeah.
So they were saying there were a little bit of complexity. I needed to talk with them again about your building and try to make sure we're good on that one. So other than that can still come out of this budget year. And then we would just need to look and think through. We've already, obviously you've already approved your budget that you passed on to City Council. They will be having their budget hearing next Tuesday, June 1st. And then I've not heard any questions or concerns about your particular budget, but you are looking pretty good. Any questions? Because we usually do this for May, just to kind of see where you were for the past budget year.
Do you have any report on business licenses and how many are still out there? Do you have any idea?
Actually don't have a specification on, like, I can't tell you specifically how many are still out there that haven't paid yet, but do know the numbers were under. So the combination of the amount that's right here, the 71,000, usually it's about half and half, business license and taxes coming from St. Louis County. Both of them were under, so it wasn't in either category. Like, it wasn't like everybody's paid their taxes and most people aren't paying their business license. It was short in both categories.
Okay.
Hey, Mara, I do know that Summit Electric is interested in possibly giving some bids on the electric as well, or any other. You might want to look at some other electric companies as well.
Sure.
I know Stripe does a great job, but just to make sure the pricing's still the same or, competitive.
Yeah, that would be great. We'll look at, so just so you know, because I can't remember if you were off during the time frame that we last talked with Stripe. Stripe actually gave us kind of a, it's like a flat rate, essentially. We figured out the average of the really simple buildings and the really complex buildings, and we did something in between. And that actually, I think, is having us under what we probably would have been, especially at this time of year with all the rates for all of construction going up pretty high. But it would be great to get some others and then even maybe be able to bounce back and forth between a couple companies. So if you want to connect them up with me, that would be great. Stopping the share for now. I will email that all out to you, that spreadsheet, so you can see the latest update if there are any questions.
Thank you for that, Mara. Appreciate it. Any other questions on our budget for right now? Once we get the spreadsheet sent out to us, then we'll look at it and maybe kind of just go over it next month and just kind of, if anyone has any questions.
And I should have that parking lot update fixed so that it's going to the right account.
Okay, that's great. Thanks. BDC update. Tim, anything?
Fran, you want to help me out here? I've got dogs that are just going crazy in my house. There's a dog in the backyard and they're not very happy about it.
The BDC members from the BDC attended each of the 3 business district commissions, kind of trying to reach out and make connections with everybody, let them know what they've been working on and what they're trying to focus on. What they're planning now for the next couple of months is to try to figure out their next steps for all the recommendations that the working group subcommittee had come up with on trying to basically strengthen the cohesiveness, the coordination, and the communication within each of the districts and then between the districts, and then spreading out to the rest of Webster-wide as a result. That's their focus right now. They really do want to connect with you guys, and if you have things that you think they should be focusing on, they want to know that sort of thing. They really want to get more cohesion going with all the commissions. Did I get that right, Tim?
Yes, I mean that's the goal of BDC, is to do that. And there was a subcommittee which I was on as well too. And we just came up with suggestions of how to start doing more of that, and you know, working together with events. It's just difficult because there's not associations with each of the districts, but we're just gonna plow ahead and see what we can do.
All right, thank you guys. City update.
I'm going to try to go through this rather quickly, and I'm going to use our last month's minutes to help me with a few of them. So I know I keep saying Le Macaron going to open any day now. I know they are still working on a few things, and I know that a lot of the delays are in most cases due to contractors. A lot of contractors are promising to be there to finish something up or to do something, and it's just been very frustrating, I think, for a lot of people trying to get work done. DD Mau, same sort of thing, some issues with contractors being slow, but I know they turned something else in, I think yesterday, so we should see them quite soon. I know they've been advertising to let people know that they're going to be opening in Webster, so that's great. Union Bagel, slow, under construction, still under construction, continuing. Wingstop and Zushi down in Yorkshire, both still under construction. I can tell you that one that has opened, Amy's Cake Shop and Boozy Bites, is open. So if you want to go check them out, they're over in Old Orchard, north side of the street. You might want to check them out soon because the streetscape construction should be starting probably next month for that north side of the street. She was aware that that was happening. So I know she understood and everybody understood. Ideally, what they're hoping to do is they're going to start on the Novel Neighbor end and make their way down towards Murdoch. For those that don't remember, they did already, Missouri American Water already put the new main in, and they reconnected the lines, which is why the sidewalk right now is patched kind of funky. And then all the utilities moved all their poles out of the right of way or back behind the right of way. They've cleaned up all of that, all the different wires for that. They're going to be doing the sidewalk, and the reason why it actually hadn't started, it was going to start in March, but again, due to just getting certain pieces of equipment and things that are delayed, they have the street light poles that are going to match the rest of the decorative street poles, and the ramp up for ordering them, because we had to wait till MoDOT gave their final approval, has delayed them being able to start. If they were just doing the sidewalk, they could have been in, out, and done. But because they're waiting for those light poles, that's caused some delays. But so they're going to work on that, which should be really cool. Lona's Little Eats, I think, might be dead in the water and not coming at this point. They had been holding off, dealing with some other stuff not related to us or the city, but more some personal stuff with their particular business, and they were holding off. Hopefully we can still get them to come back, and we'll continue to work with them as needed, but they are off of Plan Commission. Total Access Urgent Care, they should be pretty close to, I know they have started the demolition of the 2 structures, and then they were working with MSD as well as working with St. Louis County for right-of-way dedication and some of the other things that they were working on. They did go before the Board of Adjustment trying to get variances for more signs. They were denied. That instead of getting, I think, 6 signs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 signs, they're only going to get 5 signs. So they're going to be easy to find. Everyone's going to be able to find them once they're constructed. So we're working with them on that. The construction at the fire station is ongoing. If you get a chance to drive down on Elm, there's structure up. They're phasing it so that they're building the section that the firefighters will be living in. Then they can tear down the main structure and then build the rest of the piece. So that's pretty cool. Hickson Middle School construction is continuing. I know they had some fun a couple weeks ago when they hit a gas line and all the 7th and 8th graders got to go to school, leave school. So that was fun. Security and ADA accessibility construction is finishing up at the various schools throughout Webster. There was stuff happening at Bristol, Edgar Road. I think Clark is in the next phase. They're also doing some that are not in Webster, and then they will be doing some back at the high school. So that's all ongoing. The City Plan Commission had finished up their 2-family and single-family amendments. It went to the City Council. Those were approved. For those that might have seen it in the Webster Kirkwood Times, there is some stuff going on with that. Please read, see. If you have any questions about what they approved, because it will potentially be moving forward back to council again for some questions. And then depending on what happens, there is a chance it could go for a referendum. So just be aware, be informed. We do have information on the website, on the Facebook page. Not that I want to point you to me on video, which I do not like, but there's a nice little video that was questions and answers for me answering some questions about things that were misinformation that were out there. So I will, sorry, I always forget to put this on Do Not Disturb. So that will be before the City Council. In addition, you all probably saw at Plan Commission last month, we had a CUP for Rolling Ridges building. They want to have some events off season or in the evenings in both their nursery space as well as the upper floor where they used to have some offices. It was approved unanimously by the Plan Commission and moved forward to the City Council. That hearing will be next Tuesday, June 1st. So they will be having their hearing as it moves forward. In addition, at City Council, sorry, there's nothing else at City Council other than that. I had another item that was going to be on and it's off right now. At Plan Commission, which is the following Monday, there will be a CUP for a business that is going into the Webster Groves Presbyterian Church. They're using some of the classroom spaces that have been vacant for music lessons. So it does require a CUP because it is a school use, essentially, an educational use. But that CUP will be on for the June 7th Plan Commission meeting. So you'll see signs and other things for that. In addition, on the Plan Commission that night, we also have the continuation of the hearing on the multifamily zoning, which would allow for, in your district right now, it's a CUP for multifamily. And we're trying to look at the option of putting it as a permitted use as long as you meet a whole series of regulations, parking, height restrictions, other things that it would meet so that it would fit within what's already, sort of your dense, more walkable area. So that has continued. It's been on Plan Commission for 2 months. We'll be on again for that night. In addition, that night, for those that have not been made aware or are hiding under a rock, we will be having the opening hearing for the rezoning for the Douglas Hill development north of Old Webster. So the first meeting will be much more focused on, here's the process, here's how we're going to be reviewing it, here's who's going to review it, and all the most important elements related to that. In addition, I have already received, I think I'm up to 75 public comments. So they will all be read that evening, 3 minutes each for each person that has sent comments in. So we're going to, that's going to be the third item on. We're probably going to be on for a while. And we have also opened up, and this is going to be in multiple different places. We've opened up all the different ways that people can speak. So people can send an email in or a letter in that can go into the public record. We will read 3 minutes of it. So if it's 6 pages long, we'll only read it for 3 minutes, but the full amount will be put in the public record. People can also sign up ahead of time if they'd want to speak for 3 minutes. Or if both of those have failed and they haven't realized that they can speak, we will then go to anyone who raises their hand that evening and can speak for 3 minutes. We will continue the hearing to the July meeting. And then I would anticipate it will probably be continued beyond that as we continue to keep the hearing open. When you get finally to a vote by the Plan Commission, it will then go to hearings before the City Council. So there will be multiple opportunities. The city page does have a lot of information on it. It has the current application. I am attempting to get the Plan Commission packet out earlier than we normally do, which means it's going to hopefully go out tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how that works. I'm trying really hard to get it out tomorrow afternoon. So it's out. We normally do it the Wednesday before the meeting, but I know that people are going to be wanting to see everything. The submittal from the developers is already online. It's just not online with our staff report. So that's what's going to be more important, is getting our staff report with it. I feel like I'm missing something else. The City Council's budget hearing will be opened next Tuesday. And then their final vote on the budget will be the following meeting. I'm sure the council members would, I know I saw David Franklin on, and I'm guessing he had to go to another meeting, so he went off. I'm sure he would let you know that they are working hard on the budget. And I know that there is at this point, Eric, it's a 2.1.
Yeah, it's just under 2.1, so $2.093 million general fund deficit this year.
So if you want to come on and see it, I know there was also a Facebook Live with the city manager, and it's still available if you go on Facebook, if you want to see her questions and answers with Jenny Starkey. And we've been updating a few other things on the website with different questions and answers on various elements that have had concerns. So please feel free to go to all of that. I think that's everything right now in terms of city update, unless anyone has any other questions.
Is American Water going to, or the county going to repave all of Big Bend? So it's not just this past job we've got out here?
Yes, my understanding is they're supposed to pave all of it, but that'd be county fighting with them on
Right.
when they're gonna come out and do it. So Tim, I would continue to be in touch with the Public Works Department. I know you and I have had that conversation, but
Yeah.
the Public Works Department, they can usually kind of keep hounding them to ask what their time frame is. I will tell you the last time when there were problems on Rock Hill, that took a very, very long time. So just be aware.
Yes, I'm very well aware as they tore up my complete front yard and have done nothing to fix it.
Yeah.
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 I'm very aware.
I've seen it. I've driven it.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
No.
Sorry, Tim. And Mara, any update? We talked about this a little bit too, but nothing new on when Lockwood will be completed towards Kirkwood on that?
No. So Lockwood is MSD, Big Bend in 2 locations, and Elm and Glendale are Missouri American Water. I have another lovely map that you don't want to see of all the other streets that they are attempting to work on. They're working on Central. I think there's another one that they were going to get started. MSD also has another big project they're getting started over on Spring, which is kind of closer to Old Orchard. It's going to be a year of construction. It's going to be rough.
Maybe they could finish a project before they start another one.
It would be nice.
Yeah, I've heard they're moving up through Sherwood next. So that project's going up through Sherwood is what I've heard.
And I do have a map. I tried to get them to stop on a few key ones related to, like, we tried to get them to stop when they were close to where the middle school was under construction and a few other things, but we don't have a whole lot of sway. We tried to get a few things moved back. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all good. It's not your fault. All right. Anybody else have anything? Okay, next meeting is going to be, I have to tell you, my printer didn't work. So
June 22nd.
Whatever that is, the
22nd.
22nd. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So June
Ron,
20th.
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Yeah, just one, is 4th of July full blown on, just like in the past?
So I am waiting to hear about a few key things. So for just as a reminder, the Lions are looking at and have a permit in to move the carnival to Eden Seminary, where Webster Arts usually is. I do not have final word on that location, but because St. Louis County is no longer requiring any sort of COVID plan, that there's no stopping. I'm not waiting on that per se, but I'm waiting on some additional information. So right now they have that planned for there. The parade is currently on in its usual route, and the parade is on Saturday, July 3rd, because we didn't want to do it on Sunday, July 4th. Sunday is usually a problem to have, churches and other things going on. So it's on Saturday. We're still waiting to hear some information about fireworks. So once that is finalized, I'll be able to give you information on fireworks and how all that works with carnival over here, fireworks over here, and how all that comes together.
Okay. Next question, and this hopefully just pertains to us, although I'm not sure why. Is anybody having trouble with waste management? This last month has been a nightmare. We don't know if or when our trash is going to get picked up. We'll have at least a half a dozen phone calls with them, and they'll argue with us and tell us that it's been picked up when obviously it hasn't. And this has been going on every week now for about a month. We're not doing anything different than we have for almost going on 4 years now. And it's just been crazy. So I didn't suspect or think that anybody was else having trouble. I hadn't heard anything, but I was just asked the question. I don't know if they had any kind of change at management or what it is, but it's been a real problem for us.
Huh.
Ironically, I've been having a problem with Meridian. Totally different trash company.
So there is an option other than waste management. There's this Meridian.
Well, so for you, because you're a commercial property, you can go with whoever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go with whoever you want. City
Except-
can't, residential can't go with whoever we want.
I see. I see.
One thing you have to look at, Gary, is your contract with Waste Management. You may have signed something that said that it's automatically renewed every year. And if you cancel, even if you don't re-sign up, if you don't, you got to give a 90-day notice or something like that. And I've canceled with Waste Management before. It was not fun.
Yeah.
So look into that, but.
All right. I just thought I'd throw that out there because it's been an adventure every week. So we kind of hold our breath. So.
Yeah, we use Republic services, and I mean, none of them are perfect, but overall, of everybody we've worked with over our years here, I think I've had a pretty good experience with them. So I'd be happy to get in touch with somebody over there.
It's been great. This has been great until about the last month. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Okay, if nobody else has anything else, meeting's adjourned. We'll see you next month.
All right.
Have a
Thanks,
good
guys.
one, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.